the thin client computing and the market. What is a thin client? A thin client is a system that does not run a full operating system. Instead, it has a thin OS that contains the necessary connection protocols to access a remote or virtual desktop. It has its own processor, memory, and operating system, but nothing else. So most of the workload is done on the back end and not the thin client front end. It's used as a gateway to a virtual or remote desktop. The thin client market, there are 3.6 million thin clients shipped in 2010, and the market has grown to 20 to 30% year over year. 1/3 of organizations with 100 or more employees implemented a new VDI deployment in 2011, and it's expected that 48% of all applications running on virtual machines in 2012. Another thing driving the need for thin clients and virtualization is the bring your own device market. Here's a graph of the virtual desktop market. It is a growth market, and as you can see, it's estimated to be up to 30,000 shipped thin client devices in 2013. Users fall into three basic categories. There are the power users, who are computer intensive. They are hardest for IT to manage because they need the most control over the environment that they're running. There are the knowledge workers, which have standard office applications like Word, Excel. They're medium performance. They're not driving that many power-intensive applications, but they are still hard for IT to manage because they do have a lot of app conflicts. They need a lot of resources. And lastly, there's task-based workers. These people use limited apps. They have limited performance requirements, and they're easiest to manage because they're not needing a lot of the computer resources that most users use. So in these industries, who uses thin clients? This can be anything from financial institutions, healthcare, education, retail, government and high security agencies, manufacturing, and call centers. So as you can see, right now Acer is moving towards the enterprise market. They have the consumer market and commercial markets where they have a small overlap, but by 2015 they hope to have a much larger overlap, and VDI is that bridge. So VDI brings together all sorts of platforms, be this server, storage, mobile devices such as iPads, tablets, laptops, and thin clients. So here's a short diagram showing how a standard VDI deployment would work. On your left you have servers and storage. On that server would be your hypervisor, be it provided by Citrix, Microsoft, or VMware. And in that hypervisor it hosts the virtual desktops. So each desktop exists on that hypervisor on the back end, not on the front end where the user is using it. Via a connection broker, be it the VMware View, the RDP, or the Zen desktop, a thin client device will connect into the back end to utilize that desktop. So at the end of the day, the client devices on the right there could be pulled from the network and wouldn't know any of the data that was being put on the virtual desktop, and that can all be safely secured on the back end. The benefits of desktop virtualization include reducing power consumption and use of space in the data center, increased user productivity, and extended desktop life cycles. There's also the advantages of security. It's full control over data and applications in a centrally controlled location. It's because everything's back on the stored in the data center and not on the front end. Business continuity and disaster recovery. Because you're not backing up multiple different locations, you're backing up one central storage. It's one central storage to bring back up online. So why can VDI deployments fail? This could be because of multiple transitions. A lot of times customers like to go from Windows XP to Windows 7 while also deploying thin clients. So a lot of times issues that may come about from doing an XP to Windows 7 transition come about during this thin client deployment, and a lot of people think it's the thin clients that's the problem. It could be because there are no network policies. Thin clients, depending on how you're deploying them and what virtualization software you're using, may not run YouTube videos and things like that as well as other thick PCs could. So if you're allowing users to go to YouTube and explore videos and do things like that, the media might not render as well on the device, and users may see that as an issue. Rush deployments, a lot of times there's a lack of planning. People just throw the thin clients out and hope that they work. There's always a necessity to test, make sure everything's going to function properly in the virtual environment before pushing these out to everyone in the workplace. And lastly is a lack of understanding. There's a lot of different policies, different things to set up when moving from desktop PCs to virtualization. So it always helps to do the research first. Thin clients versus zero clients. Thin clients have an operating system, be it a thin operating system, while zero clients do not. The zero client is just going to boot up to a single sort of login screen. It's going to know what it's connecting to, and that's about it. The thin client allows you a little bit of flexibility. So as I say, we load ours with the RDP, the VMware View, the Citrix clients. Zero clients usually lock you into a single solution. Thin clients provide you a secure solution. Because everything that you're doing is on the back end, it's not going to be saved on the device. But zero clients isolate the users even further. So they're only connecting to a single back end. They're locked into that. Everything they're doing is saved on that back end. And at the end of the day, you pull the device from the network, it couldn't connect to that back end again.